Okay.
This is cool. I'm so excited. Okay. Are we ready?
Yes, I am.
All right.
And we're recording.
After all the woo of before and then having to calm down and we're recording. Okay. I shall begin my recording right now as well. Good. What a funny way to begin. I love that. Thank you, Yuri. You've just made my day. Welcome, everybody, to Pop Your Bubble, Pop Tu Burbuja, where we're talking about something a little different today. Yurira, what are we talking about?
I don't know. I don't
know either. It's amazing.
So we're talking about foundation today. And
is that the manual that we should have been given when we were born, but nobody turned it in when we landed in the hospital? The stork wasn't carrying it.
I know. It's just annoying because if we had that manual when we came to this planet, everything will be different and easier and with more joy and
Is that allowed, Yurira? Is that allowed on this planet to have more joy and more ease? Come on, it's supposed to be tough and hard and really, really real and really frustrating. No? Isn't that what life's about? Get real, get serious. This is the real world here.
Hey, I'm the serious person in this part, and I'm telling you that manual that is the one that will give us ease in this show. And it's very interesting. For me, foundation is a class that you should not take. At least you really, really are looking for something greater and different in your life. If you are fine, if you don't want anything else, if everything is working perfect, if you have a lovable relationship with everybody, with your partner, with your family, with your friends, if you're making all the money that you want, if your body is functioning with ease and joy and health and vibrance and all that, you really don't need this class. So if you're watching this video and you're one of those people, please never take foundation, and please send me a test and tell me what the hell are you doing, because I would love to know.
Yeah. Very cool. How many people do we know who actually, I know a lot of people who say, oh no, I don't need to change anything. Oh no. My life is just fine the way it is. But what I notice with those people is they have issues in their relationships. They have issues with their money. They have issues with their health or their body. You know what? That the interesting thing that I saw, I was with a group of people last night, and they said, oh, you're the goofy one, because I sent a couple of small little funny videos in the group just to bring up the energy, because they just, and they said, what is it that you do? I mean, it's like you don't care what anybody thinks. And that's the thing. So many people live from the fear of what anybody else thinks. I'm enjoying this energy, sweet Canella. She's contributing. See, there'd be this, oh no, the cat cannot be here. This is a formal class. There cannot be any laughter, any interruptions, anything else. Do you know what? Life is so much more enjoyable when you're willing to not take yourself seriously, to not live by what other people think you should be, and all the stuff that you've decided about how you should be. I grew up with a lot of expectations. A good girl does this, a bad girl does that. I'm sure we've all heard that. And it's so much more fun to be bad, and it doesn't mean that everything in your life explodes. It just means that you have space to be you without that weight of everybody's judgments, on your back. It's like letting go of all these things that are anchoring you to be serious and to be real and to be the way everybody else is around the world. And they don't really look like they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah. And you know, I think the first step for being real free. Oh my God, my tongue is a little. But is to realize what is keeping you limited. What is that you make so real and so valuable and so big in your life?
Significant.
Yeah, because we made it that way in one point or another in our life. So once that we see all those things in front of us and we're like, oh my gosh, they were not even true. It's not that. Now I have the choice to keep all that in place because it's a choice, or I can choose something different. And that is the gift that foundation is for me. It's just to see that movie of everything that you have chosen in your life that you don't know why, but you did, and go underneath and see what's going on there that makes you choose maybe without consciousness, without being aware that you're choosing. And now you can see that, oh my gosh, I did that. Okay, now if I created that in that way, how can I change it, and how can this be different, and in the way that I really, really desire my life to be? So
well, you actually become the owner of your life, and you no longer have life happening to you. You happen to life because you see that you're choosing, even if it's 5 seconds after the fact, 10 seconds after the fact, 2 weeks after the fact, a year after the fact, you still ding dong, I created that, I chose that, wow, okay. The next time, it'll be a shorter distance and a shorter distance until at some point you'll catch yourself in the act and go, oops, I did it again. And then you'll even catch yourself beforehand. Ooh, I was going to judge myself there, or I was going to choose this thing that doesn't work for me. What else could I choose? What else is possible I've never, ever considered? And how much can I change that'll create something generative and wonderful in my life? So if you are satisfied with your life, definitely never come to one of these classes to get the manual that you should have been given when you were born. This beautiful, darling, this fantastic, sexy thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Never come for one of these that's chock filled with tools and with different ideas and different questions and even body processes, because bodies love to be touched, and one of the places we lock a lot of wrongness in our lives is in our bodies. I mean, how many of you guys truly walk up to the mirror and go, woohoo, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm beautiful, it's a sunny day, how you doing, gorgeous? How often do we do that? How often do we walk up to the mirror and go, I got another one of those. Just a little too wrinkly, a little too full, a little too flat. Oh my God, those used to be up here and they're no longer. There's all this stuff that we project in our bodies, project in our lives that, hey, what if we could choose something different?
Yeah.
More wonder into our world, into our life, to make it wonderful.
Yes, and I really love the body processes that we learn in foundation. I think they are the foundation of the body.
They call it bread and butter, but now I don't like the idea of bread and butter, because it would be more like, I don't know, carrots and peanut butter or something like that. But they're the basics, and they are the foundation under which you can use them for anything. We adopted a little kitty cat that was malnourished and was a little tiny runt in her pack. I've been running the body processes that are in this manual on her. She had worms, parasites in her belly. I've been running body processes that are from the manual. When a friend of mine had a miscarriage, I assisted with a body process from this manual, this very same manual that you never want to get to. You know, if you'd like to have more ease, there's so much in there that can apply in so many ways in our life if we're willing to include these possibilities.
Yeah, and I love that this is a class that it goes after bars. So the prerequisites for this class is bars. It's 1 day class, and you learn the bars, and then you can take foundation. And really, I see that it makes a lot of sense, because you really need to have your bars run every day when you're in a class. So this is a tip. If you take a class, wherever you take it, just run your bars every day, and you're gonna get, that is a space that allows you really to get all the information that is available in this class. And it's very nice, you know. It's one of the classes that you spend your day on a massage table with hands on your body, running a beautiful energy of bars or one of the body process of that manual, and you are in the class. So I've never been in a class that I can raise my hand and say, hey, I'm here in the table number 3. I have a question. So it's a very different class. It's a very different invitation to be with a lot of ease, with a lot of what we call in this reality love for you, for your choices, for what is possible after that. When you realize that you are the creator of your life, as you said, and now that you know, what else can you create?
Well, I love that you said love, because that's such a wonderful space to explore. We've judged ourselves so often. Either us or other people do it for us because they're so generous with sharing that, right? And yeah, they care so much. It's just fantastic. All that constructive criticism that serves to literally cut us down at our knees and prevent us from being the incredible, phenomenal, magnificent gift that we be. So rather than having that and judging, what if we were never wrong? What if all that stuff that we've been so tough on ourselves for, what if we were never ever wrong? What else is possible when we're willing to look at all this stuff that we've judged as, oh, I could never do that, I could never be that, I could never, and we look at that and we say, okay, so what is this? Or all these places where we've judged ourselves as failures. What if that is precisely what's brought you right here and right now, where you can look at this and go, oh, I wonder what the gift is there for me.
Yeah. And I love that you say something about failure, because how many times we decided that we fail as a woman, as a man, as a worker, as a partner, and then we stop everything else because we decided, according to somebody else's judgments or whatever, or this reality composition, that you fail in something, and then you just stop your life and you take the talk on you, and I'm a failure and I don't do anything else, and my life is going to be like that, and I don't have a choice. You have a choice.
You've made your bed, now you have to lie in it.
Yeah. So every day, if you're breathing, you have a choice. And you can choose not to do anything, which is a choice. But you're choosing. You have the choice on your hands. And you can squeeze it and make a delicious juice or a bitter one. But you can do whatever you want with your choices. So, yeah, you're not a failure. You haven't done anything as a mistake. You chose. And if it didn't work, choose again. And choose again. Yeah. Oh,
I love that. I love that. You just choose again. You can choose in any situation. You can choose in everything that's around you. Whatever is around, whatever it is, somehow you've chosen it cognitively, non-cognitively, for whatever reason, even if it's for self-destruction, it's worked for you at that level for that period of time. And when you actually begin to look at it, to observe it, not from judging yourself for it, but from the space of, well, that served me. That's really interesting. What can I choose different that's going to change this? Suddenly you begin to see other possibilities. And one of the things that I love so much about Access and this manual, this class, this foundation had given that to me is that, the power in my life is not about the protection that I used to look for from anyone and everyone else, or the validation that I would look for. But I'm specifically going to speak about protection. I used to put the crystals in my bra. I had, the 4 black tourmaline crystals in the corner of my room for protection. In some cases, there was salt going around different areas, or garlic hanging, or whatever else, where people would say, well, you have to protect yourself. You have to have your barriers up. You have to shield yourself from what's going on in the outside world. And what I've learned in Access more than anything else is that I'm the potency in my life, and I choose. I am more than enough, and I get to choose, so I am more than all these things that scare me. If they scare me, who has the power in my life, they or I? So it's such a huge gift to recognize really how much you know and how much you're capable of, and how, I don't care how crappy whatever you've created so far in your life is, or how wonderful whatever you've created in your life is so far. What else is possible beyond it? And what works for you? What would you love to be and to have and to do and to express in the world?
Yeah, something greater. It doesn't mean that if you have something good right now or very good in your life, it can't be greater. So what else is possible? What else can you create greater than even your imagination, or greater than even anything that you ever seen in this reality? What if something that is possible for you is just possible for you, and you can inspire other people to see that maybe it's possible for them if they choose that? And this class is a kind of a free format class because we have a manual, but it's very interesting how every day that we start the class, we start with a lot of questions, and seems for me like the questions come from the manual, even when the participants just got the manual in that moment, but they already have the question. And it's how these classes, the energy of these classes is built for everybody that is present. So it doesn't matter how many times you take the class, every time the class is going to be different, because the energy is going to be different, because the participants are different, because the facilitator is different, even if it's the same person.
You are different.
And because you, exactly, because there are something else that now you're willing to hear, now you're willing to change, now you're willing to say, oh yeah, many times I heard something, the same thing many times, and it's not until I hear it maybe 100 times that I'm like, oh, so do you think choice creates?
That's exactly what I was going. It took me 4 years to get that one.
Yeah, like, wow. And it's in every manual. Since the first bars taster that I took is everywhere. And like, oh, I see. But it's that moment when you took away everything that was covered that, and then you can be aware and open and, oh, now I know. And those are the aha moments, or the oh my God moments, or the ting moments that make your life different. And so every class is going to be different. And there you're going to have 4 days of awareness of you and your life and the possibilities that are available for you and for the people that you love, because this is a gift not just for you. How many times, Rachel, do you go back home after a class and everything changed in your house, and everybody is different in your house, your kids, your husband, right, your family? And that's something that you can make some money to. You can take the class, come see all the changes, and start asking for money to all your family and say, I'm taking the class, you're getting the benefits, because the energy that you're creating with your change touch them and create something.
And beyond them too, because they also go forth in the world. I'm a mom, I have 2 kids. Let me tell you, my daughter's in 3rd grade. Her 3rd grade teacher came up to me last week and said, as soon as the school year's over, I'd like to take you out for a cup of coffee, and I'd like to ask you questions about parenting. I've never seen a kid like yours before. I've never, she has such confidence and such ease, and is so direct about what works for her and what doesn't. And I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
And most kids just kind of follow the regiment and the program, and it might work in certain situations. And I've taught my daughter how to traverse waters like that, sometimes by me teaching her or facilitating her, and sometimes by her facilitating me, because she's getting these tools like that. It is amazing how quickly everything begins to shift around you, and you don't have such barriers up to having these possibilities in your life.
Yeah.
And that's such a gift. These tools you might find by reading, all sorts of books from the Bible, with ask and you shall receive onwards. What is going on in Access is that they're distilled, they're pragmatic, they're practical. You don't have to search far and wide. It's right there, and when you begin to use it, and okay, so that's a big thing too. Use the tools. When you take the class, if you'd like to have the change, use the tools. Don't have the manual go, oh, it's such a pretty manual, I should put it on my highest shelf and never look at it again, because it won't work for you. And one of the things that I love to do in foundation classes that I facilitate is I record a loop of all the clearings that are in the manual, and I gift them to the participants in the class, because when they play those over and over and over again, they're not the same people. They're using the tools even while they're sleeping by putting the loop on, and they are not the same person. Not from the point of view of they're not the same person, something bad is going on, something terrible is happening. No, they're literally peeling away. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like layers and masks and veils of other people's points of views, other people's ideas of who one should be, our own ideas after we read, Vogue magazine or whatever else. This is what beauty is like, and this is what Martha Stewart says good parenting is, and this is what a good housewife does, and this is what, all this bullshit, or even Forbes, you want to be wealthy, this is what's done. All these ideas and layers and layers and layers, and you discover the truth of you.
Yeah. It's a gift, and it's a gift that is there for everybody that chooses and takes bars.
You have to start somewhere, guys. I'm sorry, but
I'm sorry if you want to change.
Changing.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And they're the launching point for
Yeah.
all. And what beyond, once you take the foundation class, once you take the foundation class, you can go on and take the choice of possibilities with Gary and Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane here, the co-creators of Access. You can take an energetic synthesis of being class with Dr. Dane. You can take a 3-day body class with any of the amazing 3-day body facilitators. And believe me, the bodies really love that.
Yeah.
And there's so much more possible because you have the awareness that this reality is not what it's been sold or told to you that it is.
Yes.
There's so much more possible. It is not so solid and real and dense and fixed.
Yeah.
It is up to you to choose it.
So you can choose, my friend, to take this class. There are many possibilities, and Rachel and I, we facilitate this class. And there are hundreds of facilitators around the world. So you can just go to the accessconsciousness.com webpage and look for the facilitator near to you and choose. You just need to choose. And if you want to choose, there are many possibilities for you. And we would love to see you in person one day in one of the classes. If not the class that you're taking with us, a class that we are anticipating to, and give you a big hug.
Yes, and then come and say, I saw your video, I loved it, I've chosen to take a foundation class with this one and this one and this one, and you, or not you, whatever. And here I am, and look, my life has changed so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'd love to hug you. I love hugs.
Yeah.
Well, like, oh, I love warm hugs.
We'll see you until the next one.
Mwah.